Hello and welcome to ChinnyVision 2, where I'm going to be doing this video in one take, so I better not make any mistakes. Apologies for the dodgy lighting at the moment. It will become clear what is going on, because I want to talk about lighting, and this may apply to you if you shoot video or self-shoot or anything like that, or perhaps doing some streaming and you just want a little bit of augmentation in the light you've got. Now, day-to-day for work, and for the past nearly 20 years, the mainstay of my lighting gear has actually been a couple of these, a Dido light, fully metal, halogens inside there because I haven't upgraded to LED versions because they're about £800 a head. So these are about 3,500 Kelvin, kind of warm white, because it's just a halogen in there. And they come with a 24 volt, or in this case 12 volt power supply, and you stick your gels on there, what you want. So if you want to turn it to daylight, you stick your gel on there. I can't do it one-handed, but yeah, suddenly that's daylight, that's fine. You can change that, or you can put a soft light or soft filter on there, or you can put both those on there at once, give you soft daylight, or a colour gel to give you something creative. Brown, that's, I can't imagine that's a gel I use much, but yeah, properly, they fit on lighting stands, got the old safety thing on there, so the power thing doesn't get pulled because that's a metal wire. Barn doors, focusable, and fully accessible in terms of if you replace the halogen, you just undo the back, slide it all out, and without any tools, you can put your new bulb in. One slight problem is you can't get the little bulbs with the tips shielded off anymore, with the silver tips, so you can get a little hot spot in the middle. No one else can notice. It just annoys me that you can't get those bulbs anymore because of well, no demand really. But yeah, I mean, here you go. Here's a head that's 19 years old. It'll see me out. Apart from the fact it's LED, very nice, and a very good versatile kind of mini spot. Or another light I use, again going off mic, sorry. Here's one of these, which is a cheaper light. These are about £200 each when I bought them. This is an LED, and it runs off battery, flat panel, kind of fairly soft, quite bright. You can dial it. I haven't got the batteries in at the moment. Two big V-mount camera batteries go in there, or you can have 12 volts. I think it's 12 volts on the power supply there. You can turn it up and down. It tells you what's going on the back, and it dials from 5,600 Kelvin down to 3,200, which is about 3,200 is about what that Dido is without any gels on it, and 5,600. Well, my lights in here are daylight in the 5,500, so you can see kind of it goes from pretty much daylight down to kind of incandescent, and you just kind of can dial it in as you want. Very nice, although plastic. You wouldn't want to drop this. So you drop the Dido light on your foot, the halogen bulb inside will probably break, and you might well break your foot as well. But those things, as I say, are going to see me out. These, but you get what you pay for it. These are fairly cheap professional LED lights. But sometimes you want something smaller and without massive batteries on the back. And this thing will go for 8 hours. You know, it's the battery life on these things are phenomenal. But sometimes you want something smaller, and you may have seen news crews out over the years with on-camera lights, and the most haunted look of the light on the camera, which everyone hates because it's all shiny and, you know, directly at the presenter. But you can get lights that go on cameras or give it to augment the surrounding light, not solely light the person in front of the camera. And I've always looked at these and thought, nah, don't like the look of that, or the power requirements are too high. But LED technology and battery technology has come along so far that for about £25 the other week, just before I went on a job in London, I thought, I'm going to take a chance on one of these. And it was, well, one of these. In fact, I've got two because I like that one so much. I bought another one and it turned up today. So let's have a look at what we've got here. These are by Newer. They're at £25, so I think they're about £18 in the Amazon Black Friday thing at the moment. They're plastic. They're very light. They've got a lighting stand adapter in there to screw on, or that's also a cold shoe adapter for your camera. So you've got a professional camera, you can slide that into your cold shoe and it will go there. There's 3 versions of this. A bi-colour one that does daylight and incandescent colour temperatures. That's the cheapest. There's this version, which can do all colours and a huge variety of colour temperatures from about 2,800 Kelvin up to about 8,000. So more than that LED go over there. And it can do different colours. And it has a CRI newer claim of 97. Now, CRI is basically the quality of the light. Think of it as the quality of the light. It's very simplified. I know people, technology connections and people like that would explain it far better than me. But CRI, if you assume, well, sunlight is 100, basically. It can do full colour reproduction for your eyes, everything your eyes can see. These are, and you get various things like, remember the orange sodium street lights, which everything looked orange? Well, they were really low CRI, about 20 or 30 or something like that, because there's no spectrum kind of, only spectrum that reproduces the orange. And then you've got kind of things like fluorescent tubes that were like 60, 70. So you've got that kind of colours that kind of like tinge green and flat. And you want lovely vibrant colours like you get under sunlight. So you want the highest CRI as possible. Well, these are 97. So, you got some buttons on the back and a battery life apparently of about 2 hours. Oh, there's another more expensive version of this as well, which is app, same as this, but app controlled. Waste of time, because you know what's going to happen. The app control is going to, the phone's going to cease to work, or something's going to go wrong, or an update will be needed. Whereas buttons can't generally go wrong, and they're just as quick. So you turn it on, and we've come up at 5,500 Kelvin, which is the same as the light up there. And we're running at 50% brightness there. You're never going to be that close to something. You're going to be back here. So suddenly, if I flip that away, you can just see how that augments your light. Just a little, it's still a little bit strong. It's still a little bit close. It's not intended to light an entire scene like that LED go. Here's something we can do. We'll call this lady, I don't know, Beryl. Let's call her Beryl. Right, Beryl. So there's her face. Let's turn these lights down here a little bit. Nasty shadows you can see under her chin there. Some shadows in the eyes there and around there. Just bring a little bit of light round, and that's a bit bright. But again, see how that helps. We've still got a nasty shadow there. If I was shooting in here, I wouldn't be using a light like that, because there's just too much of a shadow coming down from behind her. Although, yeah, it is coming down from there, isn't it? You could do stuff to reduce that, but yeah, Beryl there. Let's turn that down a bit. Let's take it down to, if you want to augment the light, you don't, the idea isn't to light Beryl up properly. The idea is just to give her a little bit more on the face for your interviewee. There. See, although again, I hate that. Is that light up there, coming down there, which I can't do much about. Unless we move Beryl. Yeah. Ignore that, because I can't do anything about it. But yeah, just a little bit of augmentation there. And it just brings out a little bit more colour. Takes the harshness of the shadows away. There, I'm just holding it just behind the camera. You'd have it on a stand. Or, or on your camera like that. Just to make it look better. No light, all those harsh shadows. Just ignore that one under the chin, because I can't do anything about it because of where I am. And then just a little bit more. That's still quite bright, actually. And that's running at 30%. But that's all something like this is for. Well, no, there's another thing I can show you, actually. Just to augment the talent on the camera, just to lift those horrible shadows out. Apart from that one. There you go. Okay, if you can't see her shadow there, still a bit bright actually, but it's back a little bit. There you go, that's better. That just gives you a little bit of an idea of how you can use one of these lights, but something else you can do as well. So what we could do is, blue we do. We could put a little bit of blue in behind Beryl and then give it a little bit more. You've got lots of different colours on here, so you can go, obviously there's hue, 360 degrees of, just adjust your colours there, saturation and brightness. So we could go right up into the kind of bright pinks there, and you've got your saturation as well. Oh, hang on. Oh, there's a weird set of modes as well, like party, fault bulb, pulsing, which you're never going to use. I mean, yeah, you don't want those. But what you do want is, that's a nice, let's go for a shocking pink. So you may have two bulbs. I'm going to hold this now. Right, let's get that one up in colour temperature and this one down in, so I'm making adjustments on my things here. The 4-button system is fairly straightforward until you go into the wrong setting there. So I'm going to give a little bit of brightness on the back of Beryl there. And I want to get it just behind there. And you can just add a little bit of interest behind. Let's get a little bit more on there. But you're glad you tuned into this. A bit more light. So there you go. That's a kind of, from that to a little bit of backlighting there. And I'm holding this. You don't want to get it too much on Beryl there. Just give a little bit of a interest into the background. Then you bring your light in there and see how that just adds to the depth of the image. Of course, you're not going to use shocking pink because, or magenta for spectrum users, because, you know, it's probably too much, but you just, and again, please ignore that shadow under the chin. Can I turn that down? There we go. Look, yeah, it's not enough light now, really, in here to do this. So I'd probably turn that magenta down a bit and get it behind her. I haven't got arms long enough. It needs to be somewhere up there. A little bit of backlighting, or you can just go again, just a little bit of backlighting there and just in the same colour. See how that just adds, I mean, granted she's bald, so, you know, there's reflections going off there. And I need to turn off my lights there as well. You can just, I mean, if you've got two, usually you do 3-point lighting, right? So you've one light behind and then you have to go to two there. So you'd probably have it like that. You can't see, there's one this side and one over here, but you need, my brightnesses are a bit, there you go. But one behind would be better. Anyway, look, right? That's a kind of little, these things are handy. These things are quite handy. I can see I've used them on location already. They also have diffusers on the front, which come off. So if you want a harsher lighting, you can have the diffuser off the front there. And actually you can see the grid of LEDs there, which you probably can't on there. As if I adjust that down there, take it right down dim. I don't know, you can't see that. I'm just fiddling with the hue there. But you can actually see the matrix of LEDs in there when you adjust it, but and again in that, can I get that right down to 1%? You might be able to see that. I doubt it. It alternates one bright, one kind of bluey LED and then one orangey kind of LED in order to get the light you want. But as I'd never run it off with the diffuser off. I would just run it with the diffuser on. But I think for the price, and I'm getting no money off any links I put in the bottom of the description or something, these are amazing on the camera. They really are. They give a really nice soft light just to augment the light you've got already. They charge via USB-C. I've tried running them off USB-C supplies, and it seems the battery depletes faster than they can charge. So don't think you can suddenly run one of these off a USB supply all day, because I think you'll find, although you might extend the life over, I think it's stated 2 hours, only by a bit. Yes, they're made of plastic and they're light, and if you drop them, they're going to break. But on the plus side, they are light. You can stick them in your camera bag, especially if you're going somewhere. Yes, you can't change the batteries. The batteries, unlike the LED goes over here, we can just change the batteries or pull them out, recharge them, while you're using other batteries. The other thing you've got hot shoe mount points all round as well. So you could put your radio mic on top there, although, again, not too heavy, because that's not a metal hot shoe. That is all a cold shoe, sorry. That's all plastic. But for 25 quid, or even less than that at the moment, you know, what you want. But it's just that little bit of extra light for your subject. Or my hands are better. Oh, my barrel. Barrel's fallen on the floor. Just for your hand, that's a skin tone. There, just that lifting off of the shadows on top of your camera. Obviously, I mean, monitor's there. This isn't an ideal setup, yeah? Just lifting off. And, you know, I'm loath to kind of pack in plasticky kind of gear, saying, you know, that I've got the leg goes, into my kit bag. But I wouldn't rely on these. I'd have another, unless as your only source of light. But, you know, again, they're useful. They're going to do a job. They give you a nice little bit of extra backlight where you might have had to use a gel before. Or you might be a streamer or someone wanting just a little bit of extra light down on your desk, or something creative down on your desk. A couple of extra lights that are bright that can be just mounted up, again, with that high CRI and all the configurability. Because again, like we mentioned, I can also go in there, adjust that saturation against the hue as well, so it can go down to, you know, the amount of colours on here are phenomenal, really. I have a camera bag, well, I have a lighting bag full of gels for different situations. I've got any colour I want here. Granted, I've only got a short battery life, but I can just dial in stuff and then go to whatever colour I want. Light with bigger lights at the front, and then just stick one of these behind the interviewee and go, there you go, that's a little bit of pinkish backlight on them. There. We haven't got light at the front, have we? If I'm demonstrating this with hands, I don't have enough lights, do I? I need barrel. Barrel's back. Just a little bit of back. I need to turn that house lights down. Just a little bit of backlight on barrel there. A little bit of pink, and then we bring in just a little bit on light on the front. So you go from that to that as a simple 2-point lighting setup. But I've got shadows in the wrong place now. It's very awkward here. I'm in a small studio and trying to make this work. But see, that looks quite nice. And if you're a streamer looking at camera, just a little bit of backlight, it makes all the difference. It really, really does. Backlighting lifts you out of the background. He says, trying to demonstrate that on a rubbish webcam. trying to hold a light behind barrel. There's a little bit of light, a subtle light there, just lifts you out the background and makes it look... I mean, forget the fact this is all reflecting on the background as well with my kit there, but just behind barrel there. If I can find the switch. Goodness me, this is rambling. I don't want... not that one, not that one. Right, which is the off button? It's just a nice little bit of backlighting there. Just... it doesn't really work when you demonstrate it with hands. But there you go, that's quite nice. A little bit in there. Just pulls it out. Anyway, look, I like these. I really do. They are useful little lights. The colour temperature facility is brilliant because you can just dial it into anything you want, and the changing colours means you don't have to carry as many gels around with you, providing you can live with the battery life or recharge them when you're out. Because I see everyone out with these Rode plastic microphones these days with the non-rechargeable batteries. I'm thinking that would never work for me because I need more battery life than those things offer. And I've seen Talent drop radio mic packs and those things are going to smash to bits. So, they don't work for me. But providing I've got my other lights, these are useful, and I think they may be useful for you as well. There are other products available. Is it Small Rig? Is it Small Rig? Can't remember. Haven't read any script. I think they got something similar as well, but it was the price on these and the reviews, which all seem to be good apart from one dullard who was saying, oh, they're not very bright, are they? Mate, you're not lighting your entire bleeding scene with, like this. This is not how video lighting works. That is not how video lighting works. Ideally, you need 3 lights to do it at least properly. You can get away with 2 if you've already got some available light around you. But, no one wants the most haunted look, do they? Oh, I'm looking for Dick. I'm looking for Dick. Oh. And whatever Derek Acora says. That's your kind of most haunted kind of thing, isn't it, really? Oh. Anyway, look. Yes, I will put a link in the description. I'm getting no affiliate money or anything from it. I just think these are useful. And as I say, I've bought 2 of them. I took one out on the other Friday. Last Friday, and went, yeah, these are good. I'm going to buy another. And you can stack them as well. Imagine this. Look, here you go. Because they've got the cold shoes on them, you could buy a million of them and stack them up like that for I don't know, reasons. And they do bigger ones as well, but again, that defeats the point. If you're starting to look at bigger ones, you probably aren't really looking at you're going to be spending the kind of money where you want to buy the stuff that's metal and a bit better built and have a constant power supply and so on. Yeah, so I like these. 25 quid, as I say, about that. 17 quid or so in the Amazon sale. Thank you for watching. If you want some, buy them, try them out. And I will speak to you soon. Cheers.